On August 5, 1930, Neil Armstrong was born in the town of Wapakoneta, Ohio. This is the house where Neil Armstrong lived throughout his childhood. At the age of 6, Neil took his first airplane ride. From then on, he took a special interest in airplanes. Growing up, he loved to build model airplanes. From a young age, Armstrong decided that he wanted to become a pilot, and when he turned 15, he got his pilot's license. Neil enrolled in Purdue University after he graduated high school to study aeronautical engineering and pursue his dream of becoming a pilot. However, Armstrong was forced to leave college in 1949 because he was drafted to fight in the Korean War. During the war, he served as a U.S. Navy pilot where he flew soldiers from aircraft carriers. When the war was over, Neil went back to school and then began a job flying experimental planes as a test pilot for the NACA, which later became NASA. In 1962, Neil applied to become an astronaut with NASA and was accepted. Neil Armstrong, along with the other accepted applicants, became what is now famously known as the New Nine. Armstrong's first space mission as an astronaut was the Gemini 8. In March of 1966, Neil Armstrong and another astronaut, David Scott, were launched into the Earth's orbit. This trip lasted around 10 hours. 3 years later, in 1969, Neil Armstrong accompanied Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins on the Apollo 11 mission. This mission would become known as the first successful spaceflight to land humans on the moon. Once the spacecraft entered space, Armstrong and Aldrin left Collins on the main spaceship, also known as the command module. They then made their way to the moon with just the two of them and Armstrong as the pilot. On July 20th, Neil Armstrong stepped foot onto the moon's surface with nearly 600 million people watching from their TVs. When he set foot on the moon, he said some of the most famous words in history.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
The whole country celebrated Armstrong, Aldrin, and Collins for their successful trip to the moon. Parties were thrown and there were even parades through towns, such as this one through the streets of New York City. Armstrong was also honored with a parade in his hometown and awards from the U.S. government. This picture shows Neil receiving the Congressional Space Medal of Honor. Him and the other members of the Apollo 11 team were awarded with the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest award in America that someone can receive as a citizen. On August 25, 2012, Neil Armstrong passed away in Cincinnati, Ohio. After his passing, his family released a statement that said the next time you walk outside on a clear night and see the moon shining down, think of Neil Armstrong and give him a wink.